Hello everyone. Glowing Star. Today we are starting a very important and interesting chapter, the Indian Constitution. Have you ever wondered who makes the rules for our country? Who decides what is right and wrong in running India? Well, today we begin our journey to discover the rulebook of our country, the Constitution. Let's begin. First, let us see what we are going to learn today. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to do 4 important things. Understand what a constitution is. Explain why a country needs it. Identify problems when power is misused. And understand something called tyranny of the majority. Keep these goals in mind as we move forward in our learning journey. Let's warm up our brains with a quick activity. Think about this. What happens if a football or cricket game has no rules? Yes, total confusion. Players will fight, argue, and the game cannot continue smoothly. Now another question. Can a country run without rules? Of course not. Just like games need rules, countries also need rules. And those rules together are called the Constitution. Let's understand this idea more clearly. We know that games like football, cricket, and hockey have rules. These are called constitutive rules, rules that make the game possible. In the same way, a country also has a set of rules. And we call this set of rules the Constitution. Simple line to remember. Constitution equals rulebook of a country. Now let's define it properly. A constitution is a written set of rules, accepted by all citizens, and it guides how the country is governed. In short, it tells us how the government should work and what the people's rights are. But why does a country really need it? Let's see. A constitution is very important because it lays down the ideals of the country, provides rules for the government, and protects citizens' rights. Without a constitution, leaders could do whatever they want. The Constitution keeps the system fair and organized. Let's look at a real-life example from our neighbor. Nepal is a good example. Earlier, Nepal had a monarchy, meaning the king had most of the power. But the people wanted democracy, so they struggled and fought peacefully. Finally, in 2015, Nepal adopted a new constitution. Important message. A constitution must reflect the wishes of the people. Now let's see what happens when power is not controlled. Imagine Suresh is the class monitor. If Suresh starts misusing his power, punishing students unfairly, what will happen? The class becomes unhappy and unfair. This story teaches us something important. Power can be misused. That is why we need the Constitution. It keeps leaders under control. Another important protection given by the Constitution is fundamental rights. Our Indian Constitution guarantees fundamental rights. One very important right is the right to equality. It says there should be no discrimination based on religion, caste, gender, etc. This ensures everyone in India is treated fairly. But sometimes even democracy can create problems. Sometimes the majority group may ignore the minority. This is called tyranny of the majority. For example, if boys always dominate the basketball court and never allow girls to play, is that fair? No. Meaning to remember. The majority should not dominate the minority. So how does the Constitution help here? The Constitution ensures a fair treatment for all, a protection of weaker groups, a balanced decision-making. It makes sure that everyone's voice matters, not just the majority. There is one more very interesting role of the Constitution. Think about Shabnam in the story. She made a quick emotional decision about buying a TV, and later regretted it. Sometimes we all make emotional or short-term decisions. The Constitution works like a wise guide. It protects our long-term interests, even when people or leaders act emotionally. Let's quickly revise what we learned. Let's connect the examples with what the Constitution does. A Nepal shows ideals of the country. A Suresh prevents misuse of power. A girl's issue protects minorities. A Shabnam protects long-term interests. See how every story teaches us one role of the Constitution. Now we are ready for the next big step. So far we understood why the Constitution is important. But now comes the big question. What makes the Indian Constitution special? We will explore its key features in part 2 of this chapter. Before we end, let's check your understanding. Great learning today, everyone. Now write your answers in the comment box. 1. What is a constitution? 2. One reason why we need it. 3. What is tyranny of majority? Write your answers clearly. We will discuss them in the next class.